Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel. If you just joined us, this is TMI. Yeah, this morning on ITV. On this segment, it's all about the Gale of defection in a political dispensation. Started happening massively after the primaries were conducted. People are surprised to the extent that some parties, they need to take action. They made moves to prevent some members, top government officials elected on the platform of one political party from defecting to another political party. Vis-a-vis a move by the APC in the Senate and of course the House of Representatives to prevent some senators and of course House of Rep members to defect to APC or Labour Party. In Rivers State also, you get to hear some aggrieved members, so to speak, after the primaries, so they're moving from the PDP to APC and the Labour Party. If you go to various states, it is happening. The big question now is what is going on? And I have Dr. Samson Isibo, political analyst, public affairs commentator. Doc, welcome to TMI on this edition.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming.
Good morning, viewers.
All right. I still have Osanho Obaraye and of course Aras Samuel Ehigato in the studio. They're going to expatiate more on this. But I want to start off from you. What do you think is going on? There seems to be stability until after the primaries. You get to see defections and parties are beginning to make moves to checkmate this defection. Doctor, what do you think is happening?
Thank you so much. What is happening now is a bad phenomenon. It's because those people defecting or about to defect are just not committed to their party and the constituency they represent. First of all, you were elected before on a platform of a party, a particular party, but due to your own performances or selfishness, you weren't given the mandate again. The next thing is just to jump the gun. You see, it's just like a woman who has a quarrel with her husband. Before you know it, he started packing without even allowing the husband or the relatives of the husband to mediate. So we believe that it is due to selfish aggrandizement. They are not ready to bear with the party that uplifted them, that promoted them, that give them all apparatus. Now that they weren't elected for maybe third term, which we feel that it is selfishness. Even some are going for fifth time, like the Senate president has been there since 2003. You still want to continue. Abba, there are many people in that constituency. Why only you? And more to crown it all, you participated in the presidential election, and you are now, when you feel that you are not elected, you want to come back without minding those people that are there in your constituency. Then other candidates that are about to deflect to other parties. It is because they feel that, if I can't go in for another election, everything will crumble. So the best thing is, the next action is to jump over to the other party who is ready to accept them. I believe it is not go well for our democracy.
Right.
Which will allow, if once you are not elected again, stay there and groom the party to be able to perform, to be able to win election, not that jumping from one party to another, which is not the best option.
Which is not the best option. Okoro Sahambara, you heard him. Some are saying this is like the body movement of where loyalty lies come 2023 presidential election. But he's saying it's because of greed and avarice. You want to remain in a particular position, forgetting about the goodness of the party you were able to be showcased to Nigerians. You want to forget about them because of greed and avarice. I mean, compared to what really transpired in the primaries and to his philosophy of greed and avarice, do you think that the two can be interwoven?
Thank you so much. I think I want to tell you that if I wasn't expecting this defection from party A to party B as at this very just now, I will not believe I was in Nigeria.
So you were expecting it to happen?
Yes, yes, because if you can also remember, before the election of 2019, it started with the issue of defection. It started with that, the issue of defection. We had the likes of Saraki, Amechi, all of them moving from PDP to APC. Also check the presidential aspirants we have now. The frontliners I'm talking about. I'm not talking about YP, I'm not talking, check the ones that have not defected, excluding Bola Tinubu. All of them, either from APG, PDP, PDP, APG, APG, Labour, or PDP, APC, APC, PDP, PDP, APC now. So it's something vibe in the Nigerian type of politicians' DNA. Defection is in their DNA. I get it now. But to me, this is the reason why I said this electing men still go more. When somebody who believes in democracy, you see that person from party A today will give you reason. I'm going back to my homeland. I'm going back to where I go. And immediately after the primaries or election, nothing happens to him. You hear no place like home. I'm going back to my home. Same person speaking. It goes to tell you that person does not have integrity. That person lacks character. So if that person that told you, some even swore that if I leave this party, so this thing happens to me. Watch a man by his word. And that person is telling you, Nigeria will be better through me. How can it be better through you when you don't even know that today you are here, tomorrow you are here? So it goes to tell you that lies is in their DNA. And this time we start picking from those people that believes, because if all of us decide to move from party A to party B today, party B to party C, operation anywhere belle face football pattern, the Nigeria political space will be worthless like the Zimbabwe dollar. Are you getting it now?
Yes.
But if we have men with integrity, men with character that will tell you, even come when comes on, I'm here. We will better it here. Even if it does not happen now, it will happen in the nearest future. That is the essence. I must commend the likes of somebody like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who since 1999, even when he remained alone, today look at where character has brought in. Look at where.
Right now we're not here to blow
I'm not even
anybody, please.
I'm not even support. I might not even vote for him. I'm telling you. I'm telling you about character.
Okay.
Of somebody coming from party A to party B, telling you they will abuse the place they are going, and in a jiffy they are back to their vomit. So it goes to tell you that that person is not somebody you can trust. So since lies remains in their DNA, it's now left for we, the voters, to start believing in those our leaders that have capacity.
All right.
I get it now. This is the time for capacity leadership.
Okay.
No time for if the person does not also win. Okay, look at what happened in during our primaries or PDP primaries, where you've wasted billions of naira, millions of naira, and midnight, the wee hour before the counting, you said you were stepping down. How can a man of that status, a governor of a state, don't know that he will step down?
I'll come back to
look at my own party.
Yes.
After primaries,
yes.
Because you did not now get, how can you be here and be there?
I'll come back to you.
The president didn't get to you. You are going back there. Does that not also show you that if that person had won, that person would have taken us back to Egypt?
I'll come back to Obaraye. Aras, you've heard Dr. Samson is and of course Obaraye's submission. People like saying that this is a pointer to the choice of candidates come 2023 presidential election. How true is this?
Let me tell you what is happening right now in terms of the defection and all this thing. I think it's a very normal situation in Nigerian politics. A very normal situation, because right from all elections we have been having, whenever it does not go well with they go back, they jump over to the right party. Whenever it does not go well there, he jumps over there. So it has been part of our politics, more especially when a major election like this is coming up. But I feel it is not a good thing, because if you have a belief in your manifest, your party manifest, if you have a belief and trust in the principles of your party, in the constitution of your party, I think it is your due to give yourself the respect to stay in that place, to defend that constitution, and to defend that manifesto until it is being realized by Nigerians. I take that position because if you look at in America, where you have the Democrats and Republicans, you cannot hear that a man that believes in the Republican manifesto, in the constitution of the Republican, and in the ways of the Republican, will suddenly leave the Republican ideology to start playing politics with the Democrats. It's not possible. And you don't see a Democrat moving away because they have total different manifesto, total different ideologies. That's why they are different parties on their own grounds.
Yeah.
So you can, if you have an integrity for yourself, and you said, I have this integrity, I am a party man to APC, then you should be able to endure the good, the bad, and the ugly of APC. But the problem we have is still the same greed, personal interest. That ideology, no permanent friend, no permanent enemy. So if it's not good in APC, I have some friends in PDP, I jump and go and meet them. If it's not good in PDP, I jump from there, I have some friends in APC, I go join them. But forgetting the interest of the party, the purpose of the party. If you are a social democratic party, you stand to the principle of social democratic party. If you are in the progressive party's ideology, then you stay to the progressive party ideology. But the problem is too, they don't want to be irrelevant. Another point.
All right.
Many of these politicians, because they have attained certain positions, and now when you lose out, you're no more relevant. So he has to go to the party he believes he will be relevant to be able to play a feeder role again in the career.
All right.
Of the party.
In the party. I will come back to you. All right. Something Isibo, you've heard them. Aras talked about greed. And of course, Obari talked about one wanted to remain there, still pointing out to greed. But some are saying this, what you're saying right now, is the pathway of their choice come 2023 presidential election. This Gale of Defection, is it connected to that?
I don't think so. First of all, I beg to differ from my colleague here that the DNA is in, I mean, the reflection is in their DNA. I don't agree. Because in the First Republic and Second Republic, we have politicians of integrity. When we talk of Awolowo, Zik, and so on and so forth. This thing never occurred. The only thing we had that time was alignment of two parties together forming a unit, but not individual. So this thing, this phenomenon, as I've said earlier, started within this republic we have. It wasn't a good omen. You see, those people jumping their party to another, they have their own ulterior motive. My colleague has said it, due to their greediness, they want to remain relevant. You see, it is not so. You should be able to think of others. You have been there for 1 or 2 terms. It's enough for a gentleman and leave the state for others. Like what we are hearing here in our state here, a senator who has gone for first, second term, want to go for third term. Are the rest people not eligible? Were you the only one? After all, even your performances is not something to write home about. You are now forcing yourself. Then when the thing does not materialize, you jump to another party, a lesser party that cannot even give you the go ahead. So what I'm saying in essence is not because of 2023, it's because of their selfish and aggrandizement to acquire wealth. You know, things are so bad now. See, and that is why I did not agree with those people saying that why did you collect 10,000 5,000. You have to collect it now. It's your entitlement. You see, I see people because they have reduced us to below poverty level in this country. You see, so when somebody, even though is a person that has not performed and he approach you with 10,000, you take it now, but your conscience will determine where to vote for, and that is why I'm saying that the onus lies with INEC and the security people. Not that you position the polling booth in a very in fact it's not secret again. You see, so by that you see the party agent seeing what you have thumb printed or whatever, and again the alphabetical order of those polling ballot papers is not helping matters. The party agent knows where his party position is in the
ballot paper.
Yeah, so once you don't even show him, you don't know where you are completed. All the thing brings about corruption, and it destroys the credibility of the process. So what I'm saying is that those people deflecting, moving from one party to another, it is their own personal something. It has nothing to do with 2023. They just want to accumulate wealth upon wealth so that they will never poor in their generation. That is it. So come 2023, we know that it's going to be a serious campaign. You see, we have those who want to help the masses, but those who are trying to force themselves into another party just because they want to be hard and to be relevant. That is where nothing more. They don't have any manifesto, no blueprint from them. So they don't even care whether party A is having is progressive or party B is retrogressive. Their own is just to jump the gun and be relevant. I think that is it.
All right. I will come back to you. Talk about relevance, but people like say that why they are not really pleased with what is happening is that this defection is coming more from the northern governors. Some are in APC that are going towards PDP. If you come to Rivers State, some are saying the reason why they are doing it because maybe he never came out on air to say maybe Wike is aggrieved about the outcome of the primaries. Hence, many of them, they are leaving PDP to APC and Labour Party. I mean, are any of this related?
Definitely it's related now. Definitely it's related. Because as a politician, we must be fatal to ourselves. Wike was betrayed. There was betrayal. If it was plain, if there was no, think of it, if Tambuwa had not, at the last point, stepped down, it would have gone the side of Wike. But that's what he did, because this same person, Wike fought tooth and nail for him. So there's betrayal, and as a human, you cannot beat a child and say, as I beat you now, don't cry.
Don't cry.
So the poor man is also looking for any other avenue to vent his anger. In our political platform yesterday, I saw my very good friend, Engineer Rowa, and that he said he's articulated, and Bright Ibinedion, both of them arguing and demystifying it. And the Bright that is in PDP was saying, both of them in PDP now, was saying, you people are joking with Wike. That one was saying Wike has no relevance. And somebody that was not a politician said, no, don't say it. This has been the person holding this party in this side for a very long time. That even in Delta State, where the likes of Ibori has been betrayed, you cannot even reach that those people, they are still hiding. So, to me, you cannot take PDP away from Wike in Rivers State. Neither can you take Wike away from PDP in Rivers, because that poor man might not be, it might not be from my party, but he's the type of politician some of us admire, first of all, because of his gods, because this is a man plus or minus good or bad that speaks truth to power. The man, it might sound funny, it might sound comedic, but you listen to his message, which is plain. And he speaks about betrayal. Even before he was betrayed, he tells you he does not betray. So, to me, what PDP needs to do as an advice, are you getting it now? I'm advising them now, they should not joke with him. Are you getting it now? But it will be a plus to us if we can decide to work with us. It's a big plus. You can see that already APC is already mending faces between Amechi and Abe in Rivers to make sure, because just the way the Southwest boast of Lagos, the North boast of Kano, that is how the way the South boast of Port Harcourt. We must not shy away from the fact. I get it now. They have the highest vote from the South.
Okay.
So when talking about politics, too, you must not also joke with numbers, because don't forget, politics is a game of numbers.
All right.
Not game of English,
All
not
right.
game of this one. I get it now. Not game of social, not game of TikTok, not game of dancing. I get it now.
Yeah.
If
All
it
right.
must buga, it must with number.
With numbers,
I get
okay.
it now.
Okay. Now, will this Gale defection affect the outcome? Back again to the outcome. The results are to speak, want to project.
2023.
Yes.
Listen, it is always a technical game.
Yeah.
The election. The defections are technical. Why technical? I believe by now the APC on their own are already drawing their roadmap how to get the presidency. Are you getting it? The PDP are drawing their own roadmap how to get the presidency. Labour Party is doing their own thing. So now it is a game to see how many people that are relevant probably in this state, could be won to join us, to be able to hold us states. So that is why you see that this defection is a technical something that must affect the election, because, for example, if Wiki, as just said just now, peradventure, like the interview he gave, like said, they tell him what they're going to do for his state, what they're going to do for him, he's going to work for them. He didn't mention anybody. But it's already a clear message to PDP that don't joke with my 3-point-something million vote from Rivers State. Because whatever that makes me to turn it away to the other party is a big problem. So the same thing in the North. We have some certain states that are very, very vital in terms of vote capacity. Katsina State, Kaduna State, Kano State, Bauchi. Like those states, they have millions of bulk votes. So it is the interest of
They call them the swing states in Nigeria.
yeah, it is the interest of the party now to know how can I go those big states. And to want those big states to get their vote, you must be able to hold the politicians there. And what would that politician do? Is defection. So the defection, practically, it is positive to some parties, it is negative to the people. Because the people, it is a lack of integrity. To the people, it is lack of belief in your party. It is lack of belief in yourself to be able to provide the necessary impact of democracy to the people through that party you came with. But for the parties, it is a jolly good fellow game.
All right. Over to Dr. Samson Sibo, you heard him. To the person involved, is positive to him, to the party, negative to the people, could be negative. Still the same outcome. We're talking about the end game. Because this is started immediately after the primaries. We're beginning to project, say this might just be the end game. That particular region may tend to retain power if this continues in this dimension, or power will shift to other region in this country. Take it up from there.
Well, for me, we believe power should shift to another region, precisely the south. And that is where we stand. And that is why I'm supporting Wike. He's a man that is after my heart. One is Wike made one statement that he will never be a second-hand citizen in his country. And that is where we stand. We Southerners, we are not second-hand citizens to any region. And that is where we see Okowa as a betrayer.
Hold on now. This is how I put my foot down. You don't have any right to start mentioning them and start calling them betrayers. Please, he's a sitting governor number one, and he has a right to do what he wants to do as an individual. So please, I want to appeal to you to please retract that statement.
Well, okay, I withdraw that statement.
Thank you.
But his action is not admissible in the committee of responsible people. Because this is a man where a decision was taken that we all come sun and rain, we are not going to take second hand. We are not going to be vice president to anybody. But alas, see what happened. He passed through their back and received what does not belong to him. So, and we believe his action is not in our own interest in the South. So, as we've rightly said, those people defecting to other parties, some of them may not have any electoral value again because they are a spent force. They just want to, as I've said, to be relevant by mouth, not on the ground. Their structure has collapsed. That's why they were not taken again. So by defecting to another party, just is a smoke screen to cover their lapses. So we, the electorate, we know who is very, very vital, that is very responsible, that is having a commitment to the masses. You see, we don't even know. The next election that is taking place is going to be on issues, not on personality. We don't. It's not on personality again. Whether you are the former president or the former governor, no, it may not have any value to that party. It may even be a minus to that party itself. Because show me your friends, it shows whom you are. So, all right. So, as I'm saying, those people up there in the northern part, thinking that they are born to rule, it's not going to be the same thing again. With the southern part, our eyes are open. We want our own person, whether a dollar though, whether whatever, we want our one person to be on the affairs of this country. We are not going to be second fiddle again in this country. So 2023 is going to be a deciding factor to show who we are, that we know our guts, we know what we want. It is either you give us the presidency or no election.
Your own comments. That's maybe like, that is your own statement. Many people will not want to toe that line with you. Obara, you heard him. It's like a statement of decision, a statement of, you know, the zeal from the from all that is playing out, from what you can really see. What can you tell of this?
About what?
About this Gale of Defection. Of course, his comment that whether that person is a dollar, it must come from this region.
We will no longer joke with a dollar to be in the hands of affairs. We will make sure this time we have a square peg in a square hole. This time we also make sure that those people that have integrity, because integrity matters a lot. We must not joke with that. Yes. In the coming days, on my space, I will be mentioning openly those that I will be voting, casting my vote for, and also mobilizing my followers to vote for. And if you know that you've not been static politically from the presidency down to House of Assembly, you cannot get my vote and that of my followers. If you know that you have been somebody that if somebody asks a question, say, may your children have the character.
The person you want to vote for.
And I said amen. I quickly said amen. I get it now. The reason why I said amen is that if my child, I'm voting for somebody that has integrity, that's what I said, my child should have integrity. Yes. If I'm voting for somebody that has been static, even when every other odds was against that person, stood his ground to say no, things must continue. My child should be able to also stand his ground, even when people are saying change. he will say, no, this is where I remain. He should be able to also be fertilized wherever any position given to him. And he should be able to be a helper to those around him. So that prayer to me is the best thing to me. We don't need to mention them. Always tell me your face and show me your face and I'll tell you you are. You cannot tell me after swearing. If I come by here today, say I swear that if I leave this party, and tomorrow you see me, I will be telling you I have to leave this party. No. No, don't believe in my word. You better just keep quiet. So people should not come here to tell us, me, this time is Operation Integrity. Operation, this is not who. Gone are the days where you gullible us with words and telling us figures. Running government is not about figures. It's about the mind and the heart to take decisive decision. To say, this is what I want to do, and you do it. In benefit and to make sure that every other person enjoys it. Gone are the days you tell me, I don't have a even if you have houses all over the world, is that my business? I get it now. So if you know you did not do it well, don't come here to tell me you want to do it.
For your comment and statement beginning to point in a particular direction, and I have to stop you right now.
You are scared.
Don't hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. Don't hold on.
Me and my followers,
we'll start doing it.
Voting for people with
integrity.
So if you wish you know you don't have integrity, why are you
scared? But the thing is that we talked about name mention because that's what you're thinking to gradually characteristics, but I know you didn't mention them. So just hold on, I want to go for a broken return. We're going to throw some questions also at Ras because we have someone to talk about the Gale of Defection in political parties. What is the end game? Don't go away. Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's all about 2023 general election and the Gale of Defection. I have Samson Isibo, yes, doctor, that is PhD. Let's be clear on the medical doctor, the PhD. Yeah, and of course, I still have Okoro or Sahol Bara with me here in the studio. And of course, Samuel Ehigato, a.k.a. Ras. They're all here in the studio sharing their thoughts and opinion on this particular discourse. As well went to break, I promise the view that will come back to you. People are like saying the reason why there's a Gale of Defection is that somewhere along the line, the candidate will be polarized along religious line and of course ethnic line, vis-a-vis. We're beginning to see the reason why they're beginning to tend towards the direction they're tending towards. How true is this assertion?
Listen. There is a political movement going on that is very dangerous for Nigeria. Unity. I have to be very sincere with this.
Yeah.
Because in the South Side right now, the agitation is that we want a Christian to be the next president. And all churches now are advocating, agitating, campaigning with their members for a particular candidate because they believe he's a Christian. But mind you, Nigeria is a complicit and ethnic society. We have Muslim, we have Christian, we have the Hare Krishna, we have the traditionalists. So when you're not trying to push for a Christian presidency without undermining a Nigerian presidency, I believe in a Nigerian president, not a Christian president or a Muslim president, because automatically you are giving the northern people a mind to think back. What are we doing? Do we really give it to them? We have to vote. We decide first. And if they decide to play that game with us, the way we're playing it right now in the South, I bet you we'll have another Fulani man or another Hausa man there as the president of Nigeria come 2023. That is why we should get a reason why we agitate for the South, but make it not a Christian issue.
Or a Muslim issue.
Muslim issue. It should be, like my brother said, somebody with integrity, somebody that we all can rely on, somebody that we have seen his antecedent in governance, that it was good, it was beneficiary to the people, it was impacting on the people. That's what we should start thinking. Not Christian, Muslim, Christian that we are doing right now. It is dividing the nation. It is sending a wrong message to the North that they are going to give us the vote to win in the South. So we should be very, very careful about this
religious
colorations we are playing right now. You know, because if we continue, we are putting the election on a prover ground that will explode. I'm telling you, it's going to explode if we continue this way. So we should be very, very sensitive.
Okay.
We should not be, how do you call it, discriminating. What is it, that the Muslims, no. The Muslims, they are Nigerians. The Fulani here, they are Nigerians. The Christian, they are Nigerians. They are the Krishna at New Lagos, they are Nigerians. They all have a right to become the president of Nigeria. They all have the right to be voted for. But we should not politicize the religion in it.
All right.
It is very wrong as action. It is a very wrong way we are going about it. I know it's particular because of one particular candidate. But I won't mention the name. But I tell you, at the end,
all right.
At the end, there's something the Benin always say.
Could you please interpret?
That the tree that is inside the moat cannot grow so long as the one that's on top of the tree.
Okay.
We still have a long way to
go. Dr. Sampson, you heard him. He said we should stop pluralizing along religion or ethnic line. And that is what this will be tending towards. Do you feel the same?
I do not agree with him. In the public parlance, they say our Momo don't do. Desperate action means desperate solution. We have been skeptical of what is going to happen. It's even punching us in the face. Even see a few days ago, if you don't careful, you are saying you are being gentle or you are being neutral, they will just march you down. You blame yourself. For example, did you know the plan of the North? Did you know the plan per se of the Fulanis? Did you know?
But what about the plan of the South and the Southeast?
We are coming down to that.
What about the plan of the Muslim and Christians? So it's like everybody should just be involved.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much. Okay. Did you know that few days ago, the Supreme Court gave a judgment in which they asked, give treatment to what did they call them, the Muslim, to be wearing hijab.
So they say you can wear whatever you want to wear.
They will not specify. Let me tell you, that is a gradual way of Islamizing the country.
Well, that is an opinion.
That is my opinion.
May not be correct.
Then, as we are moving towards 2023, it is going to be a person from the South, and should be a Christian. A Muslim is already there now. At least in an equity form, justice form, we should be able to rotate. This is better. Some section of the country, they are so desperate that no, our man must come back. We need a Muslim, we need a Fulani person there. Why? And then we should fold our hands because we want to just. We should go for an eye for an eye. Christian must go in now. We need Christian president because enough is enough of our gentleman forms. So what we want in this country is we rotate both North and South, Christian and Muslims. It is now the turn of the Christian to to be in the ends of affairs,
Okay,
so that you may
are
have
basing
justice.
your analysis on rotation.
Rotation, my brother.
Obara, you're going to have the last long discussion because our time is up. He said it doesn't really matter who is at the helm of affairs. Why, on the other hand, it's people like saying we have to rotate. What's your stand on this?
Thank you so much. I think PDP has kid rotation. In the PDP kid rotation in their last primaries, because they defeated the same candidate defeated 4 years ago. So they killed it. So
But they may not agree that they killed rotation. They may not agree.
no, I didn't say they should agree. I'm telling you, my name is Osama Kobara. Are you saying should I say you should agree? That's why they've killed it. I get it now. So I think those are the grievances of people like Wike. But for me, what the president we need now is the president that has what it takes to lead this country from the very place it is just now to the next place. No matter where the person is coming from and no matter the religion of that person must be a Nigerian. Because it will be so myopic to say because we need somebody to give us a better news, you carry Osama Kwabayi to come and read news by 7 o'clock. I think I'll mess the whole thing up. I get it now. So you need a credible person. Integrity and credibility is what matters most now. Because I will not say because I'm a Christian that I need a Christian president. And at the end of the day, my Christian president will come and cause war in Nigeria. We don't need an eye for an eye. Are you getting it now? What we need now is somebody that will bring peace. The killings have been too much. The looting have been too much. Somebody that will again redirect this country in the normal place it's supposed to be. So that person might be a one-legged man. That person might be a cripple. That person might be a dumb man. Where he comes from does not matter. What he believes in does not matter. What matters is what he can do. I'm also sure that immediately after the Supreme Court judgment, you saw a man now that has gained followership, wearing what he believes to the Supreme Court. And I think nobody stopped him not to go into the Supreme Court. No, on a barefoot, no Bible, with the ego, cows, everything on him. A full regalia. So, and the man tells you he believes in it, and nobody stops him. So that's to tell you that man people will also meet him for cases. He might also win cases or lose cases. That is what he believes in. So what me I believe in now, might not be ego. I get it now. Or person with integrity, with good track record. I get it. Good track record. We must go back to the drawing board.
All right.
I get it. If somebody tells me Dr. Esibo is somewhere, I don't need to ask for his credibility. I will tell you wherever that place is. So I don't need to know his religion. I don't need to know where he comes from. Because I know his pedigree. I know his genuity. I know his fight against for the positivity of people's side. So will I not say tomorrow, because one Alhaji Dantata want to contest against me, say but that I know, I will say no because his Alhaji has money or he's from the north, I don't believe in him. All right. I should know the man, but that I have known from the credo, that is always on the side of truth.
Okay.
I will believe in him more than another person.
Thank
you. We should look at integrity. We should look at not religion. Religion has killed us more. When you have pastors say, is it not now the pastors are telling us to go and get our PVCs?
Thank you.
Where we are doing we're collecting money since 1999.
Thank you.
Everything themselves.
Oh, but it's okay, it's okay. This I say, calm down, watch your emotions.
Why calm down? This issue, it's hard to calm down. It's hard. Things are hard.
Gentlemen, as you can see, our time is up. Really, our time is up. I don't have so much to say, but we'll continue some other time because definitely our time is up. I know you have so much to say because he insisted that we should rotate it. Both of them are saying no matter what, we are all Nigerians. So I think I'm going to bring this up some other time. You know, the ethnic group, the Christian Muslim tickets, and the rest of them. That'll be what we'll look at. But you've heard them, the opinions. The first discussion segment, second discussion segment is entirely theirs. It has nothing to do with ITV, but they do their best possible to follow rules and regulations governing the airwaves. Gentlemen, I thank you once more for coming on today's show. I believe that by God's grace we'll have some other time to really x-ray Nigerian politics before the 2023 election will really take place. And for those of you going out there to register for your PVC, do you know your word? Do you know your units? Not on that day you start cursing governor, cursing INEC, cursing anybody you want to curse because of your mistake. You need to know your environment before you go out there to fill the form.
Your word, your center, your
word,
unit.
your center, your unit. It is
yeah.
important.
Yeah.
It's not by dancing I have my PVC. No. Don't be shocked on that day with disenfranchised because of the mistake you've made. This is what you really need to know. Go out there and spread the word. We appreciate you for coming out to say you want to go get your PVC. That is a plus, but you have to do the right thing at the right time. Gentlemen, once more, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We must also forget to comment ITV. I must tell you the truth.
Of course.
I get it, that the truth must be told.
Yes, thank you.
If other stations had followed your path, I'm sure we will not be here screaming or shouting.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We'll do it next week, Sunday, God willing. Bye for now.